You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready? Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Right, Chris.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, goodbye. Hello. Welcome along to LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. It's Monday night. That can only mean one thing. It's the Three Musketeers. I don't know who's who, but it's Let's Talk Leicester, the debate show. And another win. Not just a win. I did say 3 points is not just 3 points. My God. What a performance. What a statement from Leicester. Still number one. Yeah, who is number two? Who cares? Kate was there. Good afternoon. Good evening, Kate. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Not so bad, thank you very much. And the gentleman who's back from his day job playing Grandpa Pig at Peppa Pig World. Welcome along, Dave. Oink,
Hello.
oink.
There is a Grandpa Pig ride.
I know. I googled that while we were doing it.
Yeah.
Glad that you've taken your costume on. Oh.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
I'm
Nice
sure
lunch.
it was.
Nice lunch.
Bacon by any chance?
No, cheesy chips and pulled pork.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pork.
Yeah, I know. You
Yes.
had to, didn't you? I had to.
Well, what? No, again, many places I could go with that, and I refuse to. It's too early in the show, even for me.
Yeah. Don't stoop so low.
Oh, I can. I set my standards very low, and very rarely do I get up to them. John is in. Good evening, John. How are you? He's also saying hello to Kate and Dave.
Hello,
just
John.
so there's no
Hi, John.
favoritisms. And Andrew says, Kate, a rose between two thorns. Well, you don't know about Dave's green fingers there, Andrew. I'll tell you. It started already. So welcome along. It is the debate show. We're going to talk obviously we've got to talk about Saturday, but not into too much detail, because obviously we did do a review show yesterday evening with Brad when we covered sort of the tactical side and what have you. But Kate, you were there. Before we get into the particular topics we're going to cover, and you know what they are coming up, a statement performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ipswich in particular will be licking the lips a bit at some of our latest performances and thinking they can claw a point or two back. But that was a real, statement performance, really attacking football, really enjoyed it. And nice to see other members of the squad get pulled in for the performance as well, which shows our strength and depth, really, and was really encouraging to see. And delighted for Daka. I think he's obviously been so patient, and it paid off.
We even saw Cannon, and much to Kate's pleasure, Dave, we found out he was quite big.
Yeah, huge cannon. It is great. you're right. I didn't expect 4. Then I was hoping for 6, but it just shows, doesn't it? But no, fantastic, and it's good to see the other guys doing it.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, Kate, we kind of said on Sunday at 4, did not that we had to take our foot off the gas, but I always go back to that 4-0 win when we got 4 headers in 12 minutes against Derby. You know, the rest of the game was sort of just, and that's what I said to my son when we were at Southampton and we were sort of 4-0 up at half time or whatever, 5-0 up. I went, don't worry about the second half. We'll just, we'll just canter through it. But generally speaking, at that point, we'd done the job. No disrespect. And I was impressed. And I've actually been on the Plymouth site and sort of said, fair play to them. They didn't park the bus. And they didn't, yes, all right, they conceded, 3 very quick goals, but it wasn't a capitulation. They were still going for it at the end. But at 4-0, the job was done, wasn't it?
Yeah, looked really comfortable. It could have been different. I think there was a really good chance of them first half, wasn't there, to go 1-1. And really pleasing to see for me was both halves we started so quickly. Second half in particular was just rampant, really, wasn't it? We just went for it, and we got the rewards, and that's kind of the football, the intense attacking football that you want to see, because it showed that Plymouth couldn't deal with it, and it wasn't a discredit to them. Some of our attacking play was just superb on Saturday.
Yes, yeah. John says there, Chris lowering the tone.
He's got a Y in it, so of course he's lowering the tone.
Now. Let me just state quite clearly here, so nobody's under any misconception. The tone is set low to start with, so it lowered. It's there. This is exactly like Everton with the points deduction. It just goes down. Dave, did you see the game or any highlights, Dave?
Yeah, I didn't see it all, but I saw the highlights. Yeah, and I was surprised we scored in the first half. That's unusual, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. But do you think that?
But I thought we were fine. I thought, a team like Plymouth, I think my prediction score was something like 3-2 or 4-3 or something like that. I actually expected them to score, because that's what they do. Even away from home, where they don't get the results, they put the ball in the net. And the fact that we kept a clean sheet, to me, is incredible. Well, not incredible, but amazing, fantastic. And that's what we need. And that's what Ipswich will be looking at, the number of clean sheets we've had. And thinking,
you don't think, though, Dave, that it was like Thursday night, no injuries, no news about any injuries or anything like that, and then suddenly we've got a couple that are ill, a third injury and what have you. It suddenly came out the blue quite a bit, but we're going to need these players come January.
I mean, were they injured? I haven't seen anything about that, but then I haven't looked. I've been a tad busy. I mean, Vardy was
you've
injured.
Been peppering, haven't you?
I have been peppering. Did he have a cold, or was he?
I think Vardy was a slight injury, and they just didn't want to risk it.
That's fair enough.
Kells and somebody else, Kate, that was actually they got the flu or something. But
yeah, I think Kelechi was ill, and then Jamie had a knee problem. Enzo said, and McAteer had a muscle problem. He just said a muscle problem, but he wasn't particularly being drawn on if any of them will be ready for Wednesday.
No, but I'm glad to see those players, Dave, because we are going to need them, and you can't just throw players straight in, can you? Come January, we couldn't have thrown Tom Cannon and went, get on with it. No. He's got to get sort of match fit. There's a difference between being fit and being match fit, isn't there?
It's interesting that we've all been fretting about it for a month, wondering where they are and what they're doing, and then suddenly they turn up and play and do all right. So clearly they know what they're doing in the background, and the coaching staff know what they're doing. So, I
remind him of that, Kate, when he's moaning later on.
I've got no qualms now. I think it's great. I've never felt so confident about a team like that than this. I really haven't. I mean, the football's not fantastic, but so what? It will become fantastic. As soon as we've only played 20 games?
Yeah,
20 games of almost a complete new squad. Pop and some of those. Indeed, he's missed a lot of games, hasn't he? And the back four's been switched about a bit. I think the only constant is Harry Winks and the keeper. So, that is amazing to me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about one of those players because I was going to just say, sorry, let me first of all do the shameless B&Q item here, as I'll give myself a plug. That was wrong as well, wasn't it? In a lot of ways.
In lots of ways, yeah.
I thought it was a bit uncomfortable where I was sat. Moving on. If you've got that better to do tomorrow afternoon, do check out the BBC website. It's Dave's fault. I blame Dave. Check out the BBC website. It always puts me off. He does this. He waits for the most inopportune moment during the radio show and sends me a text, which I read and completely puts me off. But do check out tomorrow the BBC Leicester City page, bbc.co.uk/LCFC, and look under the fans' voice. Here again, it's me. And this gentleman may well actually be getting a mention. If I just bring it up, here we go. Daka. A lot of people, when he was put into the squad before we did the watch along, were saying, "Oh God, Daka, why is he playing? He's not the." Look, he was given his chance, and 1 goal and 1 assist, Kate, and he took it. What was it like watching him live?
I think I tweeted about this, and I think it's the number 9 performance of the season. I thought he was just brilliant. I know that Ipswich, Plymouth played a really high line, which did play to our advantage and allowed us to sort of make those passes to him. But some of his runs were just brilliant. The run that made the goal from Mads, kick from Mads, which ended up with Fatawu. Daka's run was just straight through the middle in his own half. He was just making that option available, and him, Abadidi and Fatawu seemed to link up really well. It was just really positive. It's some of the runs that we've wanted Vardy to do and Nacho to do. Nacho does have to come really deep sometimes. That seems to be part of his game. But Daka just clutched the chance with both hands, and he didn't give up. He was relentless all game. He seemed to be much better in the centre, which I know we all knew anyway. He's not great on the wing.
No.
We've played him with that before, but he looked really comfortable, and I think he thoroughly enjoyed it himself. It was a pleasure to watch, really, and it gave us that target that we've not had. That number 9 target we've just not had firing at all this season.
No, she's quite right, Dave. I mean, I agree with everything that Kate said there. And when we did I know. He's jealous. He's getting that pushed out, isn't he, Kate? Don't worry, I'll agree with you before the end of the show, Dave. I don't have favourites. But when I did the preview with my real favourite, Brad, on Sunday, I did actually showed a heat map of where Daka was, and he was very much his hottest part of his heat map, if you like, was in the centre circle. So obviously this is something, Dave, that Enzo wants from whether it's Vardy, whether it's Iheanacho, whether it's Daka. He wants them all to play deep. The thing with Daka is we know Kells is not the fastest. We know Vardy's sort of, let's be honest with you, he's like a car that's sort of, gone around the clock a couple of times, still going, but he's maybe not got the burst of speed all game. Daka's got that, hasn't he? He's the guy. He could be a sprinter if he wanted to be.
He always has, but he's just had it misguided because he didn't know where to go. Now he's got, seems like he's got some decent guidance, and he's been spending, the first half of the season learning about it. And I'm sure they all seem to get on, and they all seem to work together, which is great, because then they'll, Vardy will be talking to Daka about his runs and how he should do it. They'll all be working together, and that's pretty obvious, isn't it? When you, Kate, you see most of the games. When you look at the games, they clearly get on.
Yeah, what was lovely to see with the Daka goal is obviously it was a ball over from Mads. And the players that were in Plymouth's half celebrated with Daka when he scored, and the players that were still in our half just ran straight over to Mads and celebrated with him as if he'd scored the goal, which was just really good to see, because you often see them just running over to the scorer. But Mads just went nuts. He felt like he'd scored himself. It was maybe something it had been rehearsed in training and it got pulled off. I don't know, but it was just really nice to see. Like, it was a complete collaborative effort from everybody on
Chris,
Saturday.
stop it. Chris, stop.
You don't know. I'm not said a word. Not said a word. But
Well,
Kate,
what are you doing? What are you up to?
He's terrible, Kate.
my hands
Ignore
are
him.
here. Honestly, I'm not doing anything. But
No,
Kate,
and you saw that against West Brom, didn't you, as well? I know it was the winning goal in the last minute, so it's special, but, you know, they all went nuts. And you've not seen that before.
Dave, shows how much it means to the players. And,
Yeah.
Apparently Fatawu said to Daka at half-time, if I get the ball, just run up there. I'll know where you are. I'll pass the ball through. And that was a prime example. 3 minutes into the second half, they did exactly that.
It's what they did with Vardy, wasn't it, in the winning team? You know, you think about some of the balls that Vardy got in that season were incredible. And they couldn't have looked. They just knew. They knew where the gap was. They knew where Vardy would be. And that was it straight away.
Yeah, him and Drinkwater almost had telepathy, didn't they? Just put it through for him. It was great.
And the Man United goal, I think his record goal went 1-1, wasn't it? And the ball that went through there, I don't think anybody was even looking that way. The defenders certainly weren't.
No-look pass, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. But that's what they do. That's what these players do when they work together in training. They know instinctively where they're going to be. And this is what you see now. This is what makes it so good. This is why, the people said it was boring. Yeah, it weren't great, but there's a reason for it. And this is the reason.
No, you are quite right. Look, we know he's not a winger, and I think this is the mistake we made with Musa. I don't know, we actually used him to his best of his abilities, but he's taken his chance. Have we written off Daka too soon? Because I think we were all saying last week and the week before that he was one of the players that will be going in January, definitely. In fairness, the Kells, I'm sorry, Brad, if you're watching, but the Kelechi rumours about Crystal Palace won't go away, although it depends whether they've got a new manager or not, because I think Roy's sort of coming to the end of his tether. Have we written this guy off too soon, Kate?
Yeah, and I think we did write him off a bit, but I'm not sure if it was written off because of his talent. It was more because I couldn't see him getting in. I mean, we were all really surprised on Saturday that we now know Nacho and Vardy were just not available. But that's the only way I could see him getting in and getting a shot. That's the only situation, really. I don't think he was going to get there on merit alone, and I don't think Enzo would have played him if Vardy and Nacho had been available. So, and just because of how his contract's panned out, I think that's why we were thinking in the summer he'll probably be gone. And he clearly is good enough. He's been on fire for Zambia, hasn't he? So, he'll be wanting to progress his career and get some decent club game time. But now he's given Enzo a bit of a headache, to be honest, because I don't know what you do with that. If Nacho or Vardy are available on Wednesday or on Monday, it's hard push to leave someone out after performing so well.
Apparently, his history is he won't, will he? I mean, he picks players that perform, which is what never happens.
Apparently, neither Vardy or Inacho will be fit for Wednesday. Sorry. So because they actually said to him, "What is Daka's future, Dave?" Well, they didn't say what is Daka's future, Dave. That would have been silly.
I can't remember that.
They said, "What is Daka's future?" To Enzo, Dave, and he said, "Well, the future is Wednesday," and that's all I am bothered about. But look, he's taken his chance, and he's sort of. But then again, have we not seen this with Sutar, Dave? He came, he saw, he conquered, he was left out again. He played well against Stoke when he started. He played well against Liverpool, although obviously we lost that one, and we've not seen hide nor hair of him since. If Daka is going to do well, yes, all right, he may well start Wednesday due to injuries and what have you. But he's got to be given that time. We just can't keep going back to Vardy and Inacho all the time because, let's face it, Inacho's not scored in 6.
I don't think he will go back to him. I think the person that plays well tends to keep the shirt. And that's the beauty of it. If you're playing well, you'll get in the side. If you train, I don't know about this training well. I'm never quite sure after how you do that well in training. Everybody surely puts everything in training. I mean, last year we trained well and got beaten every week. So I'm not quite sure how that works out. But
I think Rogers and
well,
it
yeah,
was
but
a
it's
lot
happened
drier
before,
than
Chris.
Enzo's was. Bum bum.
It's happened before, hasn't it? And I think the fact if you perform on the pitch on a Saturday or whenever we play nowadays, then you'll get inside. Does he? I didn't notice that.
I said exactly that on Saturday, didn't I, Chris? I said to you, he really reminded me of Nugent.
You did, I think. I'll agree. I don't remember, but I'll agree because you're a lady. My mother always told me to agree with ladies. Yeah. But Kate, all right. He's got to be given the chance, though. Sutar played well when he came in, but was dropped immediately. The other guys were fit. And I don't agree with that. I think if somebody's played well, and I think Sutar's got a future with the club. I think, he should be part of that squad. But we'll come on to transfers later. But by all the looks of it, with who we're being linked with, we're going to have a team full of centre-backs. We don't get rid of a few. But to me, like I say, what's the point? If he plays on Wednesday and scores a goal, then if we drop him, he's just going to go back. We've got to give these players regular time if we want them to perform regularly.
Yeah, I think the thing is with Vardy and Nacho, no matter how much you play them or game time you give them, I think we've seen all what they've got to offer, haven't we? We've seen what they can offer. And I don't think we've ever quite got there with Daka because he's never been played properly. He's often played wide, which is terrible. You may as well put him in goal. So it's the first time, and there's an opportunity that comes about where we could play him regularly. And any striker knows it's all about rhythm and momentum, and just keeping that going for as long as possible. It's a bit different with defence. I understand perhaps Enzo's stubbornness to keep with Yannick and Fast because they've not really let him down at all, and their partnership seems very cemented. But with the striker, because he just plays a lone striker. We're not talking a partnership we're breaking up here. We're talking who can adjust best to our style of play. And Daka seems to have, I've just seen someone's comment below there that, he's still learning and he's getting there and he's learning new ways to play. Then he seems to be listening and taking into consideration what Enzo's telling him to do.
What somebody with a deep interested knowledge of Leicester and football might be saying on a certain outlet tomorrow. I don't mention any names, but
it's just a forward/slash one.
He look at the picture that we just had up. The guy plays with a smile on his face. If Enzo is keeping the squad players in a position where they're happy. And let's face it with you, it's not like, being a squad player at Manchester City. You'll take that money and you'll sit there. But it's different when it's Leicester. But if he can keep those players happy and they can come on with, he's played 27 minutes this season up until this point, Daka. He played 26 minutes against Liverpool in the Cup and he played 1 minute. I'm not sure against who it was, but he played 1 minute. But if you do read that tomorrow, you'll find out who it was. Because
can I just write that down?
Please do. BBC. I can send you the link, Dave.
Could you?
Yes, I'll send you the link. Don't worry.
Yeah, because I have nothing else to do Tuesdays.
Peppa Big's closes. It's your day off. But yeah, But it's all about. Look at Damari Gray, miserable devil that he was. He never came on with a smile on his face. Daka, he was, even before he scored, he was smiling.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just the way people are, aren't they?
But is that not Enzo keeping the squad, even if they're not being picked?
No, I don't think so.
Happy?
I think he is doing it because, Connor Cody's a classic, isn't he? How many games has he played? Not that many.
No.
So it's not just. So it's obviously not personal. With Rodgers, it was personal, and that was obviously personal.
Yeah.
It's all about getting players to change their style and play the way he wants them to. And if they all do it, who needs to go in the transfer market at Christmas or New Year? I don't think we do.
That is very nicely led on, Dave. Thank you very much. You chip them over and I'll head them in because we go on to the January transfer window. It's almost as if you knew what was coming up, Dave.
Well, I was listening to you on this BBC website /LCFC.
Listening to me, were you? You're hearing voices.
Oh, you're on the telly. I'm not sure which is which.
Website, Dave.
Our website. Okay.
You know, you get to a point in your age, Kate, where senility just sort of sets in. Really,
Well,
I wouldn't know. I would not know.
you're in so much social media now, Chris. I can't keep up, mate.
Well,
You're
thing is,
a
though, there's so
radio
much.
DJ, you're a TV personality, you're a podcaster. I mean, God,
You
you'll be
can't
doing
keep
adverts
up,
for
Dave,
washing
because
liquid soon.
you've been banned from most of them.
Well, good point. Yeah.
I can't believe.
They'll still keep referring to that on my Facebook page when I log in from a different device.
I'm still getting things for the Surrey Hills Radio Facebook page saying you need to reset your password. I don't know what people have been doing on there before me. But Kate,
God knows.
January, it's the transfer window, as you will see from my gorgeous picture of a window there on the display. We've got to sell. That's the thing. We cannot. There's no point in bringing anybody in. A bit like, reminds me a bit of like last summer. We didn't bring anybody in, but then again, people weren't leaving because we've got 25-man squad. It's full. So we've got to let people go if we are going to bring anybody in. Because if you're going to sign somebody and you can't put them in the squad, we're not a Man City or a Chelsea. It would be stupid. We've got youngsters coming through. So Ben Nelson signed a new contract. Chowdhury, I still think of him as a youngster. He's not really, but Alves and Baybrook are, on the verge of returning. There was a gentleman, a young lad that was in the squad on Saturday whose name I can't pronounce, but you know who I mean. Begins with an M.
Maswanisi, is it? Yeah.
What a pro, Dave! What a pro she is. As in professional. That wasn't an insult before you think.
Yeah, pretty up. I am here.
Yes. But look, I mean, I've raised the question again. Maybe tomorrow you'll read it on the BBC website, bbc.co.uk/LCFC. Do we actually need to sign? If we don't sign anybody, I won't be disappointed, because you've always got that thing about messing us with the squad, haven't you, Kate?
Yeah, I think we showed on Saturday that because Doyle and Ricardo are still missing, Enzo wasn't afraid or felt desperate to then go in and, put a few youngsters on the bench at all. And Nelson even got some time, didn't he? So, yeah, I'm the same as you. I won't be disappointed if we don't sign anybody. I'd love to see, I don't know I presume it's possible. I'd love to just see Fatawu put pen to paper. If we can do that, I presume we have to wait to the window to do that. I'm not really sure, but that would be one thing that I think I prefer that, because he's looking the real deal and he's just been superb, and I love his attitude. I think he's going to be a fan's favourite if he's not already, and he just seems to be absolutely loving his time here. I think in his interview he said that last week, so I'd like to see something like that happen.
He wants to sign, he said, in that interview. I mean, it was a good one. He's enjoying his time and he would not be against signing. I think the option we've got for him, Dave, is that if we go up, we have to sign him. I'm with Kate. Look, it's not a case of, he's played literally every game, or he's come on, in 99% of them at some point. He's been involved. But we can't bring anybody else loan in January. And if we are going to bring somebody in January, I'd sooner it be a loan, because you're going to be paying over the odds, and you buy in maybe injured, replacements for injured players. And I'm never particularly, it's like with Yuri, we got him in on a loan, and then we were able to, it worked, so we signed him at the end of the season. But our loan quota is full, I believe, in the squad, so we would have to sign in somebody like Fatawu. Would mean we've got a space to loan somebody in.
Yeah, that makes sense to sign people, doesn't it? Obviously. So let's do that. Let's offer them contracts.
That's a word that you don't often put out there with football clubs, isn't it? Sense.
No, but the manager's proved us not wrong, but even when we were slightly doubting all this, he's shown that after 20 games we're well top of the league. So he'll know who he wants to keep and who's going to go, no matter what. I mean, he says about Suter, but he don't fit into that style, does he? Really? And we need some quality centre backs when we get promoted. And I don't think Suter and Vestergaard, to be fair, are those two. I'm not sure Woot is.
Woot?
I think
Woot?
I think
Woot?
he goes missing too often.
Wasn't he in the Guardians of the Galaxy? Woot.
No, that was.
I love Dave. Dave's the only one that makes my pronunciation of foreign players look good.
What's his name then? Wout.
Wout.
I think-
Fast.
Woot.
No, it's Woot. It's Woot Fast, I think.
Woot Fast. That's what he said his name was when he
That's what he said his
first
name
joined.
was.
My name is Woot Fast.
Okay.
That's not quite like that.
Is that Woot on the podcast?
I know what, sorry.
Was that Woot on the podcast, or was it Steve McLaren?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. I mean,
Hello.
let's just have a look at a couple of points here. John, very quickly just saying this, but Mavididi didn't look happy. We had a long conversation with Enzo. And to be honest with you, when he came off, and I've got to be honest with you, 2 goals, I would have left him on to try and get his third, his hat-trick, because look,
Yeah.
you're 4-0 up. If you're 2-0 up or 2-1 up, yes, he might be going for his hat-trick, and he might have a shot when somebody else was open to the goal and put the game to bed. The game was in bed. And I think that's where Kate's just gone. The game was in bed, and it didn't. Oh, so there she's flashing everybody.
She's having Brad trouble. Who doesn't have Brad trouble?
But and also K-Man. Good evening, K-Man. How are you? And you probably know this, Kate, if you're still there. Has Daka said he doesn't want to be at the club?
No, not at all. Not that I'm aware of. Sorry, I'm having issues. Can you hear me?
That's all right.
I can hear you, yes. Yeah, Dave will be upset because we can't see you, but don't worry.
And I think, to be honest, K-Man, that if he told Enzo he didn't want to be at the club, Enzo would probably tell him to shove it, and go and play in the stiffs. So,
yeah.
I'm not
And you've also said there that he's on over £100,000 a week. He's actually on around £70,000 a week. But then again, K-Man, if you like me, it depends which website you checked.
Is he on that much?
I don't know. It's what's on the website on Tinternet, Dave. On Tinternet,
okay,
lad.
Fair enough. What was the other question?
K-Man may well have actually found a site where it says that. So
who didn't look good coming off?
Mavididi didn't look very happy when he came off. He had a long conversation with Enzo.
To be honest, he shouldn't look happy being substituted. Nobody should.
Let's be honest with you, though, Dave. When you get to our age, being pulled off makes you happy.
Well, to be honest, yeah.
But at that age, it probably is. It is disappointing.
Nice as a third up for grabs.
Well, exactly. He's had his sloppy seconds. He's looking for his troublesome thirds, isn't he? But no. But
if you're 4-0 up and get pulled off, then I suppose you should be reasonably happy. But
no, you shouldn't. You should.
Nobody
not
wants
be
to be
happy being pulled
substituted.
off, should you? Or in all seriousness,
Can we just talk some about it?
You should not be happy being substituted, should you?
No.
No.
Some of the players that are being mentioned here, we've got. Callum Doyle. We're going. He's going to get another left-sided or left-footed.
He's not going to stick around anyway, is he? After the winter.
I don't think he is actually, to be honest.
No, he won't. He's on loan.
No.
Man City want him back. I mean, it's always been a temporary thing.
Eunice
flashing at us. She's flashing at us.
She is. She's flashing away. No wonder you look happy. You didn't get that at Peppa Pig World, did you?
No.
Mama Pig never did that to you.
Certainly not. No.
It's amazing where she puts her.
Sorting herself out. I don't
She's
know what's going on.
She's sorting herself out, lad. She's sorting herself out. What?
The camera.
Only get pulled pork.
She's
So, how was it your end? So, BBC website.
I was going to say, I'm going to leave it to that.
BBC website / LCFC.
It's not that website you've been looking at, Dave, by the sound of it.
Every Tuesday.
Peppa Pig, the uncensored version.
Yeah. I thought Peppa Pig only had one side.
I thought he did.
Yeah, they've got faces at the world. Peppa
Well, they did a piece of cardboard, wouldn't they?
One side, it looked like Scarface.
Yeah.
It's really cheap, isn't it? On telly, eh? It's probably half costs for that, just one side. So, but when he turns round, he looks the same. So he's only got one eye. And he's like, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Oh dear.
And I didn't realise there was loads of pigs. I mean, it's not just one.
Whole family.
Well, and the rest. There's thousands of the damn things all over the place. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Can I just say, Dave thought he was taking his granddaughter to Peppa Pig World. He actually took it to the Surrey pig farm where they breed pigs.
Followed by the butchers.
Yeah,
There's a pigsty. Horrendous.
said his little granddaughter. Like, now this is where Daddy gets his big sausages from, with a bit of Brussels sprouts in. Anyway, getting back to football, I think we were talking football, if I remember.
Okay.
Before Eunice Atgun, Kate. Let's get this back to serious. Signed on loan from Galatasaray, brought in as a winger. Marqueza said he sees him in the middle. Is he one that could stay, or do you think he'll be let go?
I don't think we've seen what he's got to offer fully at the minute. I think he's really exciting to watch. I think he'll definitely be one that we can see staying for the rest of the season, for sure.
Yes. Do we need, Dave, another right back? You got Chowdhury, you got Ricardo, and then after that, because of course we've no longer got, Daniel Amati, who would have played well in that position. Do we need an extra? do we need an extra?
No, I think we need
that role.
I think we need another goalkeeper. We've only got 5, haven't we, or 6?
That is a wage bill and a half, isn't it?
We don't play fullbacks, do we?
No.
I mean, on the team sheet, it's looking. I mean, I don't know what teams think when they play us, because you can't possibly judge who's playing where.
I must admit, when I'm doing the watch along and the BBC, which is an excellent website if you want to check it out, especially the Leicester City page /LCFC.
Every Tuesday.
That's the thing. That's the new thing we do now. Every Tuesday afternoon. But the BBC website.
KDH at fullback, didn't they?
Sorry.
They had KDH at fullback.
Yes, you actually saw it. They did. They had KDH as right back. And but we're going to have to sell. Dave, Enzo has said we're going to have to sell to bring people in. Who's going?
I don't think he will. I don't think he'll do it this winter. I really don't. I don't see the point. It's all going so well, isn't it? I mean, if he wants to get rid of Daka, then let's give him a bit of game time, and let's make some money on him, or at least get our money back, or close to it. Dennis Pratt, he came on Saturday, Kate, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
What did he look like?
I thought he looked really good. I think he fitted in really well. There's a player in there. We all know that he's got.
Yeah. Well, he's an international, isn't he?
He's such a good utility player for us. It's a shame we've never used him properly in one position. But he's class. He's up there with Yuri in terms of his ability on the ball and his vision. He's just never really fitted into one of our systems, and I'm still not sure he does now. Which is a real shame. But if Torino is still sniffing around, just get him off the wage bill, because we didn't need to use him on Saturday. No. He can't be on cheap money. He'll be a decent amount of money. He's a Belgian international, and
Just to do a Dave here for a moment and go off at a right angle. Did anybody see those pictures that going around?
Oh, it's frozen right at that moment.
Social media of Yuri Tielemans at the weekend. Good moment to take that picture, wasn't it?
Oh, I did, yes.
Oh my God, I saw it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How far have I got to go in and explain this?
No, you've done.
I don't know what to say and what to add here. He was enjoying the game.
So was it photoshopped?
Must have been.
I have no idea. But it was whether the other player was photoshopped on. I think he might have been. But Yuri, got to give him. I mean, he's enjoying his football, isn't he? Let's just
absolutely, in regular football now, and it obviously means a lot to him.
Yes. I mean, look, Dave, you'll remember this. Newcastle, what was it, 10, 11 points ahead of Man United under Kevin Keegan. Went and bought in Asprilla, who excellent player, but it disrupted them. And slowly but surely, Manchester United slowly ate into their lead and obviously ended up winning it. That is the thing, you see, for me, that I'm thinking. We have got such a good squad now. Bring some of these big names that are, or even Brazilians that have been mentioned with us. And if he is a Brazilian, let's hope he plays down the centre. Is it going to disrupt? That was a joke, but nobody got it. Is it possible? Is it going to disrupt the team?
What's the joke?
Move on. It doesn't matter.
Well, if you remember that time, yeah, I know. I'm pig-lagged. The Newcastle carried on playing the way they'd played all season. That was the problem. Asprilla was brought in because he was a similar sort of player to how they played. Man United was solid. They played solid football. They took points when maybe they shouldn't. They took 1-0ers and that. And that's the difference between that and this situation. Leicester, actually Ipswich are playing the way Newcastle did, and probably will pay for it at some stage. We are solid. We're not conceding. We will nick the odd goal, maybe more, but it's not going to be like that. It won't happen. It won't explode. And if he brings players in, they will have to adapt, or they won't get in the side. You look at the players we signed in the summer; they've not all got in. They've got to learn to play the way Enzo wants them to play, and if they don't, or they can't, then they will move on.
Indeed.
See, that one's got two eyes, Dave.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? And two.
From this angle, he's got three.
I recognise her. Merry Christmas.
Nice flash before his eyes there, I think.
Kathy?
Oh, she's packing. We're going up to Birmingham.
Right. Yeah. If that's what you'd like her to do.
Yeah.
She's had
No idea where she's going, but she's off. It's either me or Chris, she said.
For me, Kate, we're on this. Why bring anybody else in at this point? Why upset the apple cart? But I know that fans will be shouting for signings, because we all do as fans, don't we?
Yeah, and I think, judging on what we've said, I think if Palace make a realistic offer, Nacho could be tempted. If Suter gets some kind of offer that's, a decent championship team or whatever, he could consider his options. There's a couple of players that are at risk, if you know what I mean, from that point of view. But that's the only way we'd be able to go into the market. And even then, if we lost Suter, I don't think we'd make a rush to replace. If no one's good enough out there, we'd wait till the summer.
Well, this is what I'm saying. January can be a bit of a rush. But like you say, if somebody comes in for a player, Dave, then it's up to that player if they want to go. They may look and say, well, I'm going to get the time there.
No, if he's under contract, it's not.
But no, if you're a player, let's say with Suter, and somebody comes in for me.
Oh, well, yeah.
And is offering me regular game time. As much as I've said I want to stay at Leicester and I want to fight for my position, which he has done, somebody's coming in and offering me regular football.
But if the manager says he can go, yeah. But if the manager says I want you here, then tough.
No, what I'm going to say is, though, we're not necessarily going to say, he's up for sale, we want to get rid of him. We might put it out there. But if Suter and the like stay, I wouldn't be disappointed. The one that I am worried about is Pratt, to be honest with you, because, yes, he's come back. The biggest thing for me, Kate, taken from the weekend's game was the fact that he didn't get injured. That was a first. And when he was on the pitch, he is a bit of a sick note, isn't he? So can we afford his wages to basically be laid on the sick bed all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the big thing with Pratt. He has had some really long-term injuries. You would never say, from what I know of them, they're serious injuries, but they've just kept him out for such a long time. And, you're probably talking the best part of 2 or 3 seasons where he's not really had any club football, really, from our perspective. So, I think Enzo would be tempted to let him go. Maybe he's put him in the shop window this weekend. Maybe that was the plan. Maybe that was to see what he's got.
Yeah.
You don't know, do you? But he's not. He's on the lower end of things in terms of what we need.
Yeah. Dave, I've not put this up here to say that your contract with LTID TV is up or
well, I got really excited when I saw it. I thought you were going to offer me a new contract.
No, if somebody comes in for you, mate, you're free to go. But Enzo has come out and said, now is not the time for contract talks. Surely it is, because if Kells, for example, we'll use Kells as the example because Brad's not here, he is free come January to talk to other clubs abroad. So Crystal Palace, these rumours won't just go away. Surely, and it's not going to be his particular fault anyway. If he's told whoever it is that does the recruitment, I want him, don't want him, I want him. If he goes, I'm not bothered. Surely now is the time for contract talks because we've done it with Chowdhury.
Yeah. You're asking me?
Yes. The clue in there was when I said Dave in the question.
Oh, sorry. I'm answering my fans. Sorry, mate.
Tell him to stop ringing you.
Stop ringing me. Well, any time is a time for contract talks if you think that the contract is available and if you want the player. I don't think it matters when. I think that, Chowdhury obviously is somebody he wants. Other players, maybe not. That's all I can think of because, if you've got a year on your contract, you really need to sign them if you think they're going to make it. But if they're not, then sell them or let it run out. But I think this will all happen in the summer because we'll know where we are then. If we don't get promoted, you don't want to start offering silly contracts. If we get promoted, you want to stick in the relegation clause and things like that. So it's January is never a good time for anything apart from keeping the fans happy by selling your top striker somewhere or buying a ridiculous fee striker, that type of thing. So I've never been a fan of it. I hate the transfer window anyway.
Well, I do. I think it is absolutely stupid. But Kate, I mean, for me, with somebody like Kelechi, if we go up, we know we can do it in the Premier League. So there's none of this we don't need to wait to see where we are. Maybe he could be doing better in this division, but he's adapting to Enzo's game plan. Indeed, those are sort of obviously the two big names. They're both contractors out at the end of the season. Daka as well, if you want to throw him into the mix. To me, if we get promoted and we lose them, we're going to get more money from getting promoted than we would do from selling any of those three players because we know it's such a big fee, that you go back up into the Premier League, you get millions. But should we not be tying these players down purely for speculation? Look at Yuri. Look at how that affected it. Basically, it took over my life because it peed me off so much. But you can go to these players and you can put the clauses can be put in there by both player. Look at Maguire. New Man United were after him. Said, look, chances are I want to go because they're a great team. So if they do come in for me, but I want to sign a new contract so that you get something because you saved my career when I was at Hull. And we got 80 million for him. So to my way, just sign them down. Because Daka, there's maybe still a question mark over, but we know Kells and we know Ndidi are good players that can do it at either level.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if we can tie them down, then do. I would favour signing Wilf over Nacho because I feel like Wilf's he's just done a complete 180 this season. He looks a different player. He looks reinvigorated. I think he's just worth more to us than Nacho. I don't think Nacho is just reliable enough, to be honest. And he's had so many chances with us and at Man City. And Wilf has said before, which has been interesting, that all the rumours in the summer about Forest are completely untrue. He said he had no idea where it was coming from. It's completely untrue. And he just laughed at it every time he saw it every day because he never, ever wasn't going to stay with Leicester. So it just depends. I mean, they may both be saying we don't want to talk about contracts till the summer because we want to see where Leicester is. I can imagine that's probably, we'll give you one season in the Championship and that's it. So it might just be that neither side really wants to open up discussions because they're not sure what offers on the table. But I appreciate you can put clauses in, but perhaps some of them would rather be able to leave with their own free will.
I think that's fair, Chris. I really do. I mean, we don't agree on this, I know. But, what Yuri did, he gave us his contract time, and in any employment, that's pretty fair, isn't it? Obviously, he wasn't going to stay with us after that. So if he'd have signed a new 4 or 5 year deal, I mean, people moaned at Maguire, so well, he just signed a new contract. Yeah, so it's both sides, isn't it, really?
No, I mean, it's a fair point, and like you say, we don't agree on this. But Yuri had he had no loyalty to Leicester. He was not Leicester born. He didn't.
None of them have, mate. None of them have.
To him, it's just a job, and I get that. Maybe with a different manager, we wouldn't have been picking him week in, week out. We'd have said, well, if you're not signing, you're not playing very well, you're not in the squad.
But then you're paying him a big salary. You want him to play well and
but he wasn't playing well.
He wasn't. That's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you've got his manager better or stronger than Brendan, then maybe he just stood up and said, "Look, if, you're going to train with the reserves." He was very good at doing that with when it wasn't his favourite. But
good result on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, going to just say hello to Up the Cherries in all departments, the Bournemouth fan channel.
That was brilliant.
Wasn't that brilliant? Win for you against Manchester United. 3-0. Scoring four isn't for everybody, is it, Craig? You got 4 and it got chalked off. But 3-0, you'll take that, won't you? No, well done, mate. Well done.
My Plymouth mate said that's the only thing that kept him going on Saturday. Watching Bournemouth smash Man United,
Yeah, but like Craig says here, and it's not often he talks sense, but he is here now. You buy somebody for 25 million, you don't want to lose them for peanuts. It's true. Yuri, we lost 30 million on him, but then we lost 100 million on however many players we bought under Ranieri. Look at Slimani, 30 million spent, couldn't sell him for anything, went on a free. That was 30 million we just wiped off. But for me, Yuri could have signed something that made sure we'd got 10 or 12 million. What price do
you put on the FA Cup?
But that was the season before, though, wasn't it?
Doesn't matter. He's given us so much over that period of time. I remember when he was on loan, we were desperate for him to sign a contract. Desperate. He had a bad year. Everybody has bad times. He wasn't treated properly by the manager.
He was treated very well. He was the teacher's pet.
Something was going wrong there because he wasn't happy. You watch him play last season. He wasn't happy. He was being played in a position he didn't really want to play in, which was like almost a sweeper in front of the back four, which is very bizarre. And that's not how he played previous seasons. And why the hell he played him there, I don't know. Because we're playing this negative football, that's why. So things weren't well. And I don't think he was ever going to sign. He was just giving us his last season and hoping it turned out all right.
Come in and you got the deciding vote here. To me, I still and no, I get where you're coming from, Dave. I really do. But for me, he could have signed a contract that even if it was 10 million there, it's 10 million that we could have had to put towards another player. And somebody, Villa or somebody, 10 million, it's peanuts to these clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I find each player's situation is so different. Like with Drinkwater, for example, Drinkwater probably regretted signing that contract because he struggled to then leave. Because Leicester can be stubborn. If they don't want you to go, they can be really stubborn. So Yuri perhaps just rolled the dice with that and thought, you know what, I want to definitely go, and I'm not bothered about whether Leicester get money for me. And I think it would have been nice to see him do what Maguire did and what Fofana did, although Fofana annoyed us in different ways. But
well, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a roll of the dice a bit, and each player's situation is so different. I think Yuri was going no matter what, and he just wanted to make sure that he got an out. He was 100% done with that contract, and I think you've got to hate the system rather than the players. The system is rubbish. You should never be able to lose a prized asset of your business for zero. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Just to put the shoe on the other foot, the fact that if a team wants you out and doesn't want you anymore, they're not bothered. You know, they'll drop you, they'll put you in the reserves, they'll do whatever. So yeah, on you know, looking at it from the other side, you know,
they'll still pay you, Chris. They'll still pay you. Yuri wasn't wanted by a lot of clubs because he had a poor season. I mean, Villa was probably his only option.
Yes.
And
although if you read the papers, Dave, Villa are doing a Leicester now.
Well,
yes, which I don't think they are somehow.
Not going to happen, is it?
Now, talking to Craig, Craig being in, it gives me a very, very good opportunity to push this, and it isn't the BBC web page, but the BBC web page is available every Tuesday. Well, it's available all the time, obviously, but do check out bbc.co.uk/LCFC Tuesday afternoon when they have a fantastic blogger that writes a few lines for them. But on the 23rd, on the 20th of December, which is a week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's the return of the Big Fat Christmas Quiz. We've got 3 teams. We've got Team Arsenal, who are coming back to defend their crown. Team Leicester, we've got some old git who's available that wasn't going out that said he'll do it. And Team Bournemouth, who is Craig. And I say the difference this season is, as you can see there, is the fact that we're saying team because you can bring friends along with you. So the rules, well, there's one spokesman, but if you don't know the answers, you've got your friends around there. As long as they're not on Google, they can help you. Who's doing the Leicester one, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's doing
it? Grandad Pig, apparently.
It's not me, is it?
Oink, oink.
It is.
Oh, shoot. When did I agree to that?
About 10 days ago.
Better write the date down then. When is it?
You had. For God's sake.
Come on, Dave.
Don't drop out. Yeah, I said, are you doing anything?
I'm not dropping out.
I should be free, but I'm with my family. And I went, well, don't worry, then. You're with family, have family time. And you said no, because they're all boring gits. I'd love to come on the show and do the quiz. And I said, well, make it a family one then. They can get involved as well.
They don't know anything about Leicester.
Sorry. Dave, it's Monday the 11th of December. 2023 is the year. How are you doing? Are you with us?
That's next Monday, isn't it?
Day till Thursday.
That's next Monday. No, it's 11th of December. What are you on about?
20th.
I know. I think because he doesn't know what the bloody hell he's doing. I'm telling him what today's date is.
Oh, it's today. Oh, sorry. I thought. So hang on. Can we just clarify this then? So it's me versus the other two in theory, but I can have mates in the place if I want.
You want, but you're the only one.
Can I have mates online? Can I have mates online or?
No, because if they're online, they will have Google.
Will they? Oh, I see.
How do we trust? They haven't got Google, is what I'm saying. You know.
I see. So how do you know I won't do it with this?
Because you're not got long enough. I know how slow you are with modern technology, and there's a timer on. 2 reasons I put a timer on the answers. One is for you, because I know you won't be able to Google anything in the number of seconds I give you to answer.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
And 2 is for Craig from Bournemouth, because if I don't put a timer on, his answers take an hour.
All night. It'd be all night.
Exactly.
What time does it finish? About midnight.
Finishes in time for the 2024 one.
What time does it start?
7 o'clock.
Okay, thanks.
Hang on, let me just put this up for you again. Here you go.
Wake me up when you're ready, guys. Wake me up when you're ready.
Yeah, okay, Kate. Thanks for that.
There we go, Dave.
Right, that's perfect. Sounds good to me. Oh, I'm very proud to be representing the club.
Can I just say?
I love how Dave's like, this is brand new information.
Well, you see that? You know what I've just put up there? That thumbnail. I've sent it to them all. Dave's got a copy of it. And I've spoken to him on Messenger since I sent it, so he has seen it.
Oh, is that what you're on about? Oh, God. Kathy!
Help me, please, somebody.
Okay. What sort of questions will we have?
football ones,
Christians.
and
All about Christmas.
And pork-related products.
Yes. Pigs in blankets.
Ooh.
Christmas food is one of the categories. It's nothing to do with football.
That's what they were doing.
It's all about Christmas, Dave.
Excellent.
Broccoli
There was
sausages.
some shivering pigs there today. He said, "Don't worry, we're getting blankets for Christmas."
Hey.
The old ones are the best.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
John.
Somebody said to me, "Are you having pigs in blanket at Christmas?" I said, "No, Dave's not coming."
I got so much happening. It's quite scary. You know, my life is in turmoil. I've got to go to Birmingham. I've got to go to Birmingham this week to the German market.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Be prepared. I went to Birmingham last Saturday after the West Brom match, and it was so busy. It was disgusting.
Oh, great.
So busy.
Mind you, Frankfurt and the others were as well last few years, so probably no different. Staying at the Wetherspoons in Birmingham hotel.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, looking forward to that. How you doing, Chris? Don't forget, tomorrow, BBC /
Yes. Don't forget, don't tune into the radio in the morning. I'm not on. Do you know about that, Dave? Do you know?
No,
remember we spoke about that as well? Look, very quickly, because we sort of started Monday Mayhem early, but we always do on this show. It's great.
Does Paul know that? Yeah?
Kate, too soon to count our chickens. Talk to us about it.
Yes, absolutely. Ipswich are flipping annoying, aren't they? I mean, if we weren't in this league and we weren't up against them, I'd be right behind them because they're doing phenomenally well. But yeah, they just keep bashing them out the park, don't they? So Leeds will be sniffing for any sort of mistake, any points dropped. I think Ipswich, we're going to be playing Ipswich twice in a month, aren't we? And I think Ipswich have got Leeds soon as well. So they've got a big month coming up. And I think I was speaking to a Leeds fan today, actually. I think that's why there was that sort of top part of the table is a little bit skewed at the minute because there's not a lot of us that have played each other properly. So I think this time in a month, things could look quite different.
But it's looking good. I mean, you sent me this food, didn't you? Most points won after 20 games in Championship history. That's another record we've got.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And, you know, people out there that were worried or annoyed at the last handful of performances, this is what you've just got to remind yourselves of. We're still a very young, inexperienced squad, having played together only 20 games, like Dave said. There's still a long way to go in terms of development and progression with this squad. And with record breakers already, with quite an inexperienced team, really, but everybody's mucking in. Exactly, you know, when we won the Premier League, we weren't full of superstars. We were full of people that just knew their roles and did it very well. So yeah, brilliant to see that record broken. But I'd like to see the actual proper Championship record broken. Where's he gone? It's like Wally. Where's Wally?
Did you say Wally?
But I want to see the proper Championship record broken. The 100 points odd one. The
106 for Reading. Yes. Yeah.
That's what we want to see. So it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. We all feel a bit. I think that's just something to take into consideration. Enzo's done amazingly well. And it might not be super entertaining sometimes, but we're getting the job done. We're just chipping the games off. The more we can chip the games off, and it's all about the distance from third still, isn't it? If we don't win the league, we don't win the league. It's a small disappointment, but we can't be going to third place, and that's no way near done yet.
Dave, I mean, I know Brad lost it a couple of weeks ago in the post-match when he was going on about Enzo. Maybe we did panic too soon, you know, because we were doing so well. But 89 points, I read somewhere, they reckon could be enough to get promoted this season, which I think it might be higher. But God, we're on 50 points already, nearly.
Yeah, I mean, Enzo's said it's going to go wrong at some stage. You know, we're going to drop points. You know, he said that from the beginning, and it happens. You know, you can't go through a season winning everything. Crazy. So, yeah, it's going according to plan. That's all you can say at the moment. I think Leicester, Leeds, and Ipswich are going up, no doubt. There's nobody else there that you could think are going to do anything.
Blackburn are up there, Craig.
Yeah, the only thing is that the playoffs is just a lottery.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
know, don't we, Kate? We've lived it.
Yeah, like even last year with the National League, those two teams that got over 100 points, and one of them had to go into the playoffs, and it could have all gone wrong for Notts County. Like it's just such a lottery. You could have injuries, you could have players have a bad day, they bottle it, it goes to penalties. I just don't want us to be anywhere near the playoffs. John said there, Leeds versus Ipswich, I definitely prefer a draw. I probably prefer a Leeds win, actually, potentially as well, because if Leeds can just focus on second and just leave us alone.
Leave us alone. We don't want to.
We've got to go up to Leeds. We've got to go up to Leeds. We've got Ipswich twice. I'd just love it if we went and won at Ellen.
Love it if we beat them.
You'd love it, wouldn't you? Love it.
We could do that. We're capable of doing that, though. I mean, Leeds were brilliant at our place, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah, and we can do the same at their place. And that's what tends to happen with the top sides. They take points off each other when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And I don't expect Ipswich to cause us too much trouble.
Do you not?
No, I don't think so. I think, they'll play right into our hands. They play open football. We'll be solid at the back and, we'll attack them on the break. And thank you very much. 3 points.
It'd be entertaining for sure. The only thing that worries me is if like Plymouth had a little opening on the first half and he missed such a great chance. I just don't see Ipswich at the minute missing that kind of chance.
No, but they've had their moments.
You can't give anybody a little opening, can you?
You certainly can't. Not nowadays.
Dave knows about that.
But who did Ipswich draw or lose at? Was it Sheffield Wednesday?
They lost to Leeds.
Excuse me. No, I meant the lower side. Was it Sheffield Wednesday?
Oh,
Rotherham, wasn't it?
Somebody like that it was, wasn't it?
We drew with Sheffield Wednesday.
We did.
No. But, I mean...
West Brom lost to West Brom. 2-0.
Yes, they did. You were quite right, Kate.
That's right. Yeah, when West Brom weren't doing great.
It's such an open league. And I asked Brad this on Saturday, and I'll ask you both the same question. I'll come to you first, Kate. We are 8 points clear of Leeds. I think, was it 3 points we're clear of Ipswich? So we can't.
1 point.
One is it? Sorry, 1 point clear. We cannot afford to take our foot off the gas. Is that better than being 12 points clear? Is it better that we've got them up our backside, if you know what I mean? Because it's keeping us on the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, I always think so. That's what brings out any kind of performance in sport is proper competition. We've had it with Man City for a while, where they've had a walk in the park, and sometimes they can come up against a team like Luton yesterday. They really pushed for it, and you get out of the habit of facing people head on and having people come at you and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'd much rather have, although it's uncomfortable, I'd much rather have that desire and fight to need to win and keep it going, still have the upper hand, which we have. We've still got the edge, and you'd like to think we're still favourites. But competition is what it's all about, and it keeps striving for improvement.
Yeah. Dave, would you agree with that? Would you sooner be 12 points clear, or would you sooner it be like it is?
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't. A decisive answer as always, Dave. I always know I can come to you for a decisive answer.
No, I don't know.
Brexit, Dave. Where do you stand on Brexit?
Depends on charge. Oh, definitely out. No, it would be great to be 10, 12 points clear by Christmas. And I don't think Enzo would let them relax. But there is, when you're on the pitch and you're a player, there's always that thing, I'm a bit too good for this, or we're too good for this team. So it does happen. I think really, logically, if we weren't so used to Leicester, we would just be waiting for Ipswich to break. Because we've had our little issue and we've come back from it, and we'd just be waiting for that to happen. The way they're playing, they cannot sustain that sort of play all season. I don't think. I really don't.
And then again, they might say the same about us, Dave.
They might, but we're not actually doing we're not working as hard constantly as Ipswich do. If you watch the style of foot play, we're just holding it off at the back and waiting for that moment. It's like contained energy, isn't it? Ipswich are all over the place. They're like dervishes. They're just what?
They don't like it up 'em, Pike. They don't like it up 'em.
No, we're controlling it. We're controlling it at the moment.
Yeah,
and I would agree with both of you. I think it does. If we were that many points ahead, you're quite right, Dave. Enzo probably wouldn't allow us to become complacent, but players are out there thinking, okay, so we lost that 1-0. We were in it. We were unlucky. The penalty, whatever, but we still got 9 points. And then he's like, we still got 6 points. And so it does get like that, Newcastle, Man United season. So I like it like it is because it does keep us on our toes.
You can see in the reaction when we drew against Sheffield Wednesday, the players absolutely looked like we'd lost. Because it's just every point is so important and it sets the standards really high. And you've got to keep pushing. Yeah.
Very quickly then, leading on to a few questions that have come up in the chat. Ward to go on the cheap. Look, again, we just got to let these players go. I mean, Ward, if we don't get anything for him, and the chances are we won't because we didn't in the summer. So unless anybody's had an injury to a goalkeeper. And the same, I think, with Everson possibly as well, unless we keep him as a third choice, but I don't think he'll be happy. Are we better not just cutting our losses? We've let players go for Nout in the past. Now, there's the Northerner coming out in me. Gone for nothing in the past, Kate. Do we not just say, let's get them off the wage bill and let them go? Or pay them off even?
Yeah, especially with Ward. Ward's not going to factor into any plans, is he? And he must be paid a hell of a lot of money, probably the top 3rd or 4th keeper wages in the country, I would think. But I just don't think he's not out of contract yet, is he? No. I just don't think he'll go. I think because why would he? Why would he? I just don't think, unless he gets offered some first team football somewhere. But even then, it's not. He's got money to make, and he can make more by staying. So he's made a career of it, really.
Well, yeah, you're right. For an international to have stayed, as a second choice for so long, can't be right. You only get one shot, don't you?
You've said it exactly right just then. International. We've got Wales coming up, who may well end up in the Euros if they come through the playoffs. And if he's not playing regular football, all right, it's Wales and they'll probably take him anyway. But he's not going to be first choice, is he?
Well, you say that, but Wales are weirdos because they didn't pick him when he did have first choice.
There's all our Welsh fans.
Yeah, that's so true. They didn't pick him.
I mean, why do you not pick a goalkeeper who's playing Premier League for somebody who's hardly playing, and then when it's the other way round, you pick him? Danny Ward gets picked now, and he's not playing.
Yeah,
he couldn't. The other guy with the beard got picked last time, whatever his name was. Last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember who you mean. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So because he'd had a couple of decent games for Wales, but he didn't play for his club, and it's the other way around now. So I don't get Wales anyway. Never have done. Rains a lot.
We love you, Wales, Boyle. Danny Ward apparently is on 40,000 a week.
They can
40
sing.
grand a week.
40 grand a week. That is it.
Like I say, we are talking internet here, but
that's probably his old contract.
His annual salary is just over 2 million, so it works out to 40,000 a week. Yannick's on 70.
I keep forgetting it's a week. Really?
I know that we'd have taken that in a year.
Each week, Jesus wept.
What would you do with all that, eh?
Well, I could think of a lot of things to do with it.
Good point. Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Didn't pick the winning Euros ticket on Friday either. Some other git won that.
Bastards.
Luca's in from Arsenal. Hi, Luca. What happened, Aston Villa?
I'd share my lottery win with you two if I won it.
Dave.
Uh,
You mean the big win, don't you? Not the £3.50.
Oh, I mean a big win.
he won't share that. He'll share the £3.50.
It's got to be big, hasn't it? As we know.
Definitely has.
Allegedly, and apparently, we know that with Kate, size matters. Just
Allegedly.
Just ask Tom Cannon.
Wow.
Just to say, Luca, I dig at you about Arsenal, but apparently, according to the Sun's supercomputer, Arsenal are going to win the title by 1 point for Manchester City. There we go.
Yeah.
Who
Unless
knew?
you're staying up last year.
Yeah. Right, we're coming to that part of the show, which, well, the rest of it's been absolutely mad, so why not end on a mad note? We got Monday Mayhem coming up straight after this.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Indeed. It's Monday Mayhem Madness. And what you right there, Dave?
Slipped off the edge of the table.
Told you that Vaseline hit yourself. And we're going to try this something new. We kind of touched on it last week. We're going to go into Dave's top 10.
Can you get that photo off? That's terrible.
You're wearing the shirt.
I know. I love this shirt. Though. Love it.
It has got more
Very
shirts
nice
than
shirt.
everybody.
Very nice shirt.
It's faded a bit now.
I will put another picture up because
don't, because he's clearly saying
no. Bear with me because I do know that Dave, for the radio station, surreyhillsradio.co.uk, that if we have a bit of a problem with our internet, that we have to get it from France apparently. So apparently Dave is very big in France. So if you're watching from France, Dave's top 10 becomes less superior dicks to Dave. No. Is that picture better for you, Dave?
Well, I'm not sure what that picture is.
Sausages. Don't know what you're thinking. It's just sausages.
Well, you saw a load of that today, Dave. Should be fairly fresh in the memory.
Yeah. I saw them in their natural habitat. Well, that was going to be my top 10 because, of pigs and things.
You go for it. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking it does remind me of something else.
I know, that's why. I mean,
when Kate said
it's like some kind of orifice, and I'm not keen on it.
You saw lots of those today, Dave. I thought, where's he gone?
It was a bit warmer today than it has been. Chris, you've got to move that. I can't stop looking at it in a funny way.
Do you want your picture back?
Put Dave's picture back. Empty pint, Dave. My pint's empty. Fill me up.
Oh, dear. Fill me up.
There's an offer for you, Dave. I mean, we're not saying that Kate's available, but fill me up, Dave. That's your new nickname.
Oh boy, scary, isn't it?
You carry on. Fill me up, Dave. You carry on.
Fill me up. Come on, Dave. What's your top 10? Come on, we're ready.
What would you like? We could have top 10 most popular amusement parks.
That's another show.
But that's pointless because the top 8 of those are probably Disney's. Top 10 most dangerous places to go on holiday. But we've probably all been there. So, 2023, top 10 boys and girls names. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? We're living in a funny world of names, aren't we? A funny world, I say.
William's got to be on there, hasn't it?
No. Number 1. Do you want to go from 10 up or 1 down?
Well, we'll start at the bottom. I always find it's a nice place to start.
Right, number 150 is... Number 10 is Luca.
Luca, you're in here.
With a C.
Look, Hey, there we go,
That's
Luca.
him. Number
Yeah.
10. Yep, perfect. Number 9 is Ezra.
What?
Like
As
George
in
Ezra.
George,
Yeah.
but it's a Christian name, yeah, Ezra. So if his George was Ezra.
That wouldn't happen though, would it? And
No.
Neville's did it, to be honest.
William Williams,
Yeah.
Richard Dick.
Yeah.
Happens. Number 8 is Leo.
No.
7 is Levi.
For a boy?
Yeah, I'm assuming that could be religious as opposed to the genes.
Well, no, I was going to say, I suppose that is a sort of name that does run in your genes.
Yeah, well,
Levi that I know is a girl. I suppose it could be unisex.
it can be.
It could be Kate, yeah. It could be a girl's name.
Suppose it could be Levi or Wrangler then. Would you call somebody Wrangler? Wrangler.
Maybe.
You know, diarrhea is hereditary as well, don't you? Because that runs in your genes.
Number 6 is Lucas.
Luca and Lucas. Okay.
Yes. There's a lot of L. There's 5 L's in the top 10.
Good, yeah. Okay. So how many have we had? See if I can guess the remaining 2.
3, 4.
4. Got 1 left.
Number 5 is Matteo.
As in Dominic.
Yeah, indeed.
Player.
Elijah.
Elijah.
Religious, isn't there, this year? That's a good sign, isn't it? Everyone's getting religious.
What?
Yeah,
If Dave's not on these names, then
no, Dave's nowhere near it. Number 3 is Oliver, which
I was
is
going to say
interesting.
Oliver. That's always popular.
yeah. I mean,
'cause
that's
my
a normal
son-in-law's
name,
Oliver,
isn't it?
Yeah. Number 2 is the L, the last L.
Liam.
Yeah.
Just Luke.
Is it Liam?
Luke's not in it. It's Liam. Yeah.
Liam. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
Going up
number 1,
all the ends
going on.
way.
going on with the religious thing is
Noah.
Noah.
I was going to say Noah. Is Noah up there? Yeah.
Noah.
Dave was 36th, or David. Chris, unfortunately, was 83rd.
Well, it's where I expect to be.
Did Gary make an appearance? Because that's always a topic on radio, isn't it? The Garys in the universe. There's not many Garys under 35, I don't think, anymore.
No. In fact, Chris, being 83rd, was just in front of Atlas.
No, you've never been told that before.
No. Hey, let's call our little baby Atlas.
Atlas.
No. It's wrong. It's wrong.
We've got to do the girls then. We've got to do the girls, haven't we?
We'll do the girls. Go on, fill me up. Do it.
Number 10 is Evelyn.
It's a very old-fashioned name, that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all coming.
My friend's little girl's called Evelyn, yeah.
Yeah. Number 9 is Luna. As in
Okay.
up there. I know a lot of dogs called Luna.
I know quite a lot of dogs called Luna.
Yeah, so I hope that's not a sign.
My friend's
The
niece is
woman
called
watching
Luna.
in now that's called Luna's going to be insulted by this
well,
dog.
Hey, number 8 is Mia. MIA, Mia, missing in action.
Is Amelie up there or Amelia?
Number 7 is Isabella.
I always like the surname that goes with that, of course. Bell necessary on a bicycle. Yeah, all right, move on. Move on quickly. Come on.
Number 6 is, have I done 6? No, Ava. There's a lot of ending in A's.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Apart from this one, number 5, Charlotte.
Charlotte's back. Okay.
Yeah.
You shot yourself your own argument down there.
But sneaking back into that, number 4 is Sophia.
Wow.
Our friends named their daughter Sophia. That wasn't this year.
Quite a nice name, that. Yeah.
Number 3 is Amelia.
Wow.
Yeah. And another ending in A, number 2, which I think is an old one, is Emma.
Emma, yeah.
It's an old coming back. And number 1 is Olivia. So there's a lot of A's at the end. A lot of L's for the boys and a lot of A's for the girls.
Olivia is usually around about there, isn't it? You got Olive.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You've got Olive. I'm looking at Kate when I said that. You've got
Olive.
Oliver in the males and Olivia in the females. So yes, Olivia's usually sort of in
There's
there.
eight of those ending in A.
Where was Kate in the list?
Well, you're not in the top 100, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Hey,
you laughed at number 86, young Catherine.
Well, loads of people have Katie rather than Kate or Catherine.
Yeah, it should be the same name.
No,
Right. Have you been called Katie before?
I have, but it's wrong because I'm
What's
Kate.
Kate short for?
Just Kate. Which
She's
is quite
another Brad. So you were christened Kate.
Yes.
Like Brad. I mean, Brad is short for Bradley, but he was christened Brad. That's why he hates Bradley.
That's not his name, that's why.
But yeah, it's not my name. I wasn't christened, but my name's just Kate. It's not Catherine or...
Okay. I hate Christopher.
Christ.
I wasn't christened. It
because
must be a
that's
Leicester
my
thing.
name. You know, when my wife and my mother told me off, it was always Christopher.
Christopher, yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Somebody says that, and it's like, what have I done?
It's a very weird thing, isn't it? As a girl, you can have different names that are the same name, like Kate, Catherine,
Katie,
Katrina, Katie,
yeah,
Kaleidoscope, you know, all that sort of thing. But with a boy, it's difficult, unless you're called Tony, I suppose.
Yes.
Or Jeff.
If anybody listened to the breakfast show on surreyhillsradio.co.uk every weekday morning between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. And
except for tomorrow.
Don't listen to it tomorrow. I'm not on.
No, I just found that out as a confirmation.
I told you about 4 days ago.
You shouldn't say that at my age. You shouldn't say
Are you in a time warp, Dave, or what? Are you a Doctor Who? You're in a different dimension. But if you didn't listen to it, then just get along over to mixcloud.com or go on to www.surreyhillsradio.co.uk and click on listen again. And this morning's show, the Woman of the Year for 2023, as named by one of the women's magazines, was actually Kate, our future queen. There we go. Megan didn't go look.
She's Catherine.
They called her Kate.
Just say it.
Doesn't it sound better, Queen Kate? It's like so much more sort of.
Oh, Queen Catherine.
My mum should have called her Kate.
Well,
yeah.
But then again, she probably knew what was coming.
Yeah, true.
But
no one knows who's coming.
No. Moving on. Dave, that is Dave's top 10.
But you know the 10 most dangerous tourist destination. Number 1 is Acapulco.
Yes.
Would you believe
Going
it?
loco.
Indeed.
I've been there.
Most violent city in the world, apparently.
Is it?
Yes. I went. It was me and my good lady wife who was then. We went 2 of us for 2 weeks for 40 quid.
Good Lord.
I worked in the travel business, so that let's just I called a lot of favors in. But yeah, it's Benidorm for America. That's all it
Came
is.
back with $1,000.
It's more dangerous than Medellin, where Pablo lived.
Yep.
Blimey.
Well, it's all Mexico. It's the cartels, and I'm guessing.
Kingston, Jamaica's second. Yeah,
I've been to Jamaica as well. That is actually quite dangerous.
Common denominator.
Third is Skegness. No, that's just crap. There's no European destinations in that list. I thought it was quite fascinating.
Highfield's not in.
No, true.
If we're talking top 10s, do you want me to get my top 10 lists out and go through museums, Dave?
No.
I don't think we better. No, we have a lady present.
We do.
And Kate's here as well. But, look, thank you both very much.
You're looking at him.
Yes. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
BBC webpage. Exactly. You know what it is. I don't need to tell you. Kate, thank you so very much as always. Are you going to the game on Wednesday?
I am indeed. Yep. Excited
Hopefully
about it.
we'll get to speak to you again there. How can people follow you?
I am on Twitter at Kate Blakey40, so give me a follow.
Olive. And I know, Dave, you don't want people to follow you, so...
well, there's no point. I'm flitting about everywhere, mate. I don't know where I am 1 minute to the next. So.
In the pub with an empty pint,
Indeed.
wearing that shirt.
Not looking happy. Look at that picture. That shirt.
I'm always happy.
If you wear that, I just hope you forget and wear that again next Monday. You do.
I might. What's the date today? You say 13th.
11th of December.
11.
And the
11th.
year is 2023.
Of all the dates of any month, Dave, you want to get this month right, because if you get the wrong day in this month, then Santa's just all over the shop.
Okay, so the 20th is not a Monday, is it?
Correct.
Yes.
You told me it was the 20th of December.
That's a Wednesday.
Yeah, you told me the 20th, didn't you? You did. You said the 20th today.
Yeah.
So it's Monday the 18th. Oh, it's a Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
That's the quiz. The quiz is on Wednesday the 20th.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah. Look, stop putting your girlfriend up on stage.
Sausages.
Got a lot of junk in the trunk, Dave. She has.
Talking to your girlfriend. Let's put that.
She's got a nice smile.
From which side? Oh, that picture is bloody awful.
You Google sausages and that comes up.
I'm sure a lot more comes up than that, Chris. That's
no. Just
Actually,
think how good I am too. Do you know what? So I do a thing on the radio for the Christmas about weird Christmas presents to buy for the oddballs. It's called on your Christmas list, right? And one of them was like this drunk, have a pint Christmas jumper sort of thing. And I always read out sort of to say about, if you can get them this or you can get them that. And, there's a baby trolley that you can convert into a golf trolley, which is great. Well, the baby's still in.
Yeah. I remember you saying. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
I thought you were joking.
No. I don't joke about these things. Total seriousness. And I clicked on the website. I actually thought that's actually quite a funny jumper. And I clicked on the website, and yes, it's not just jumpers they sell. Let me put it that way. That had to go off my internet history. It really did. I did not read that website out to people at all. It was a bit. So just want you to back me up on that in case the police come in.
Yeah, sure.
Lady, you're my boss. I'll pass them on to you, Dave.
You know me, I'll forget.
That's true. Well, look, that's why I let you put your names up so you don't forget who you are. But no, I can call you Olive then. Kate, thank you so very much as always.
Olive.
I'll speak to you on Wednesday. Dave, God knows when I'll speak to you again. God help me. It'll probably be if whenever I talk to you. I'm not going to say a day because you'll forget what it is anyway. But
Thursday the 20th, is it?
Wednesday, David.
Sorry, Kate.
Put Kathy on. I'll give her the date. She can organise you.
She's worse than I am. She's older than me, so she don't know what's going on.
Oh, she went for a toy boy, did she?
She did indeed, and she got one.
Yes. And then he left and you came along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's all good. So have
Hello,
a great Wednesday.
Yes, will do.
Yes.
All right, see you later, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, people.
Bye.
Oh, God. Honestly, my chest hurts from laughing for that. Dave Superior Dix. There we go. He's top 10. And God knows what it'll be next week. Thanks, everybody, for watching. If you have been, and if you've been listening to this on your podcast, if it's not been taken down by Spotify, thank you very, very much indeed. What you can't see is what I can see, which is I can still see Dave in the green room trying to find out where the little X is that he clicks to get out. It's like sorry, He's gone. He's gone. I will see you all. We're not doing a preview for Millwall because the guy was too ignorant to get back to me, which is what you expect of a Millwall fan. We'll see you on Wednesday at 7 o'clock with Brad for the watch-along. We're doing obviously the pre-match, the team news, the watch-along, the half-time and the full-time analysis. And Kate will be joining us, as she said there, pre and after the game as well. Thank you so very, very much. Have a safe one, whatever you decide to do. I've been Chris. This has been Leicester Till I Die. I hope you've enjoyed it. And like I say, I will see you all on Wednesday at 7.
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't do anything like...
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.